There is a mountain of difference between a spec home or a track home and a semi-custom home.
Even when it comes to spec homes in the semi-custom world versus the track world, you are going to get a variety of differences when it comes to the new build process. So in this video, we're kind of going to answer some of the questions and point out some things you need to pay attention to when you're going through the semi-custom process.
And if you are not cognizant of what these differences are, what questions you should ask, and the knowledge you need to have going into it, there can be a massive gap between what you're envisioning in your head when you start the process and what the finished product looks like. Meaning not only are you unhappy with the finished product, but you're also out hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So we're going to take you through a couple of spec homes by SR Homes to kind of walk you through the differences and what to point out in that semi-custom process.
So the first phase of building a home, whether it is a track or a semi-custom home, is going to be picking your lot. However, inside of lot selection, there's going to be a world of difference depending on which path you go down. If you opt to build with a semi-custom builder, a non-negotiable is going out and doing a lot walk.
So yeah, we super recommend lot walks here at SR Homes. We love to do them with future customers and kind of break down the importance of picking a lot in the semi-custom route. So if you have things in mind that you want to do down the road, say a pool or structural options or things like that, you want to make sure you walk that lot with your builder and your prospective house plan that you would like to build on that lot, and make sure you have room to do things down the road like your pool, or even go into those structural options, which we'll talk about next.
And this is wildly different from the track build world, where typically if you're buying a track home, there is going to be a particular home plan that is associated with a lot. There's no ability to mix and match, and you're going to be a little bit more constrained in terms of what your options are per lot.
You also have the ability on the semi-custom and doing a lot walk and picking your plan and able to shift your house around front and back, side to side within your setback set by that municipality in order to lay your yard out exactly how you want it. Say you want a bigger side yard, or you want a bigger front yard or bigger backyard, you have that movability to shift your house where you want in a semi-custom route.
Now let's jump in and talk about the structural options and what redlining looks like for a semi-custom build. So two things that are non-negotiables for anyone that wants to call themselves a semi-custom builder that you need to be on the lookout for are a plethora of structural options that are pre-thought out and offered to you, and redlining of the plan. So some examples of structural options we'll throw up onto the screen right now, but maybe you want to take this patio that we're on and you want to make it a sunroom. Maybe you want to do a bump out, make the living room that is behind us a bit larger. Say we're on a basement lot, you want to take the deck, which would be here, and wrap it the whole way around the back of the home. Those are some examples of structural options, and now Tyler can explain what redlining is.
And another thing, like Dallas said, goes into the redlining of the plans with a semi-custom builder. So one thing that semi-custom builder should offer you, if they really are a true semi-custom builder, is an opportunity to sit down with the builder and redline those plans. So you don't just want to take those as a homeowner and go back to your home and redline them. You're more than welcome to do that, but get involved with the people that are actually on site building those plans day in and day out, because they have an eye for things that you may not see on 2D as they see it built in 3D every day. So sit down with your builder, have him throw a couple recommendations out there of what they would recommend or what they see or different options. A lot of these guys have been doing this stuff for years and they've seen a thing or two, so those recommendations can go a long way when it comes to that. So what the actual process of redlining looks like is exactly what it sounds like. You will really take a red pen and you will go on that physical blueprint and you will just draw on there your ideas. You can bump out, like Dallas said, bump out this living room, bump out this porch. You could add an outdoor kitchen. You could add a large patio if you were a deck, if you were on a basement house. You have the endless options when it comes to redlining those plans, as long as it fits within that builder scope of work in the semi-custom options and the structural options that they are offering you. So that's a huge process that we love to do here at SR. We'll gladly sit down with you, redline those plans, and come up with as many ideas as we can that we can produce for you.
Now let's jump into what the design portion looks like of building a semi-custom home. Now moving into the design portion of building your semi-custom home, you're going to sit, as you can imagine, right in between a track home and a full-on custom home. So in a track home, you're probably not going to get a lot in the way of interior selections. Maybe at best you get a couple of different packages that you can choose from that puts everything together, your countertops, your cabinets, your hardware color. There's not a lot in the way of customization. In the semi-custom world, you kind of get the best of both worlds because it is guided, but you still should have a meeting or a couple meetings with a designer, either in-house with the builder or like we do here at SR with a third-party designer that works with us on all of our semi-custom builds. Now, some questions here that you're going to want to make sure you ask. What am I limited to? Like what is the selection scope when I go in and meet with the designer? What are the deposits that are required for the design center? What are the areas that I need to be anticipating spending more money on versus less money on? That's something that your designer should be able to help you out with. Hey, what is the typical percentage that people spend as it relates to the slab price of the home at the design center? You don't want to go into a situation where you think you're going to get a home base price of $700 and get it for $720, but a lot of the people in the neighborhood are spending, call it $50,000 to $70,000 in design center. You want to be able to budget that out before you actually go in to the design center. Then obviously you do not have the ability that you would on a custom home, which Tyler can talk a little bit about the custom home design.
So when it comes to a true custom home, you're gonna do things where you find specialty products or specialty tiles or sinks, and you bring those items in. You actually go to the specific showroom for a manufacturer and you pick out your exact slab of, say, your quartz countertop or your marble or things like that. The nice thing about semi-custom, like Dallas said, it's a guided experience. So say that sounds a little overwhelming to you and you don't exactly know what you want, but you want to customize your home and make it yours. That's where semi-custom really stands out. So you get a huge plethora of options and colors and materials and things, but it's a guided experience and you kind of have a roadmap on what you can pick while still being able to make that home yours without the overwhelming experience. So that's the huge difference between semi-custom and custom home building.
We hope this video has been informative on some questions you should ask and some things you should look for when you are going out wanting to build a semi-custom home here in Georgia.
If you have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments below so we can keep doing these videos and keep you guys informed and have the best decision possible when picking a builder here in the state of Georgia.
Like and subscribe.